me freshen it up for you.
But danger was creeping closer quietly. At the critical moment, Bart switched off the fan just in time, yet the entire house had already been damaged beyond recognition. This absolutely infuriated Homer. Just then, an agent approached Bart. Following the agent's guidance, they arrived at an animation studio. It turned out that the animation Bart had made by himself had won an award, and the protagonist of this animation was none other than Homer. Under the expectant gaze of everyone, Homer showed off his special skills in public.
Soda?
No thanks.
What for me?
Homer's endless embarrassing moments all became the creative material for this animation. Soon, the animation screening session began. However, the animation was overly long, putting the audience to sleep. Fortunately, Bart took the advice and edited the video. This revision not only worked like a charm, but also earned the animation an Oscar nomination smoothly. Bart was overwhelmed with excitement and was about to step onto the stage to give a speech, but Homer pushed him aside abruptly. Every time Bart tried to leave his handprint as a souvenir, Homer would always show up to ruin it. This made Bart fly into a rage. That night, Bart received a phone call and learned that their animation had been nominated for an Oscar. Just then, Homer burst through the door, so Bart had to hide the news from him. Before long, the award ceremony kicked off officially. At that time, Homer was hanging out with Marge outside. Thanks to a passerby's reminder, Homer finally got to know the news. After figuring out the whole story, he rushed to the award ceremony venue immediately. The host was about to announce the winner, and the winner was Angry Dad. By the time Homer finally arrived at the venue, Bart was already standing on the stage, delivering his acceptance speech.
And you know what? It was my dad's movie too. I only wish he were here and not at Cerritos Auto Square.
You got your week, boy. I'm proud of you.
It's not funny. You're wearing crease.
It turns out Marge got distracted while mediating the kids' conflict and accidentally rear-ended someone while driving. When Bart arrived at school, he found his seat had been taken. The teacher asked Willie to bring Bart a new chair. Donny mocked Mrs. Crabapple's name, saying it sounded like Crabapple. Note, Mrs. Crabapple's surname Crabapple literally means wild apple or crabapple in English, which is often used teasingly. This made the whole class burst into laughter. Later, Donny's prank caught the attention of the entire school, and everyone thought he was cool. To hold on to his reputation as the bad boy, Bart stepped forward and argued with Donny. In an attempt to regain his status, Bart secretly put iron insoles in the principal's shoes. The principal first wore the shoes to play basketball, and later wore them to a meeting. When the principal was introducing Springfield Elementary School's lunch program, he couldn't help but start dancing. It turned out Bart was under the podium, using a magnet to control the iron insoles and pull off the prank. Bart walked up to the podium, and the students cheered for him. By the time the principal came back, Bart had already returned to his seat. The principal was furious and vowed to severely punish the prankster.
I did it.
Now Bart was confused. Why would Donny take the blame for his prank? Donny explained that he liked Bart's style.
Come see me when you get out.
It turned out Donny was an informant planted by the principal to keep an eye on Bart. One day, Bart was planning to put crickets in the teacher's coffee pot, but he quickly realized it was a trap. The principal had long anticipated everything. After that, no matter what prank Bart tried to pull, the principal managed to foil it. Just as Bart was feeling frustrated, Willie told him the principal had planted informants around him, and those informants were scheduled to meet that day. It started to rust. It turned out that Bart had sneaked into Principal Skinner's office and stolen the key to the school's steam pipe room. He took Milhouse to open the door of the steam room, and the two slipped inside right away. There, they spied on a secret of the school. The breakfast prepared for them was shoddily made. After making their way through the tangled pipes, they finally reached the valve room. Bart stared at the valve dial and instantly came up with a mischievous plan. He turned a valve smaller than his palm, never realizing that this tiny valve was a crucial switch. The pipe suddenly kicked into action, all valves spinning wildly and gushing out a surging torrent of steam. Principal Skinner, who was patrolling the classrooms, was swept away by the steam blast. In the dissection lab, the sudden rise in temperature woke the frogs up, and they pounced on the students, engaging in fierce scuffles. All musical instruments rusted instantly under the corrosion of the steam. Even without instruments, the teachers still forced the students to sing a cappella. Soon, the entire Springfield Elementary School was ravaged by the corrosive steam.
But who's responsible?
Principal Skinner quickly identified Bart as the culprit and decided to send him to a behavior correction camp, with the task of escorting Bart falling to Homer. In the car, Bart kept trying to bribe Homer with favors, but Homer remained unmoved. On the way, Homer drove to a fast food restaurant. While he was ordering the Smiley Heart breakfast, Bart took the chance to slip into the restroom, but after Homer finished his meal, there was still no sign of Bart. Homer stormed into the restroom, only to walk straight into the trap Bart had set. Bart stepped out from a stall and told the cook that Homer hadn't paid. The cook immediately grabbed a frying pan, rushed in, and repeatedly whacked Homer on the buttocks. Homer could only watch helplessly as Bart escaped right before his eyes.
I'm stuck! Ow!